Chris, what do you think? Where
You should
also,
just
where
get
are you?
the closer to naked, the better. I'm walking back in the house.
You're supposed to show us you
Oh
skipping,
yeah. Oh yeah. Hold on.
skipping through San Francisco. Here it goes.
Watch out for all the shit.
Oh shit, he does look like Keemstar.
All right. Was it worth it?
Yeah, it was actually really worth it. Dude. Hello and welcome to the Gambling Racket, a sports gambling podcast aimed at giving you the angles and insights into successfully betting on professional tennis. My name is Ben, and once again, I'm joined by my co-hosts, the young Gary Busey, Vic Lodato, and the card god, Chris. Fellas, we are coming off a pretty exciting end to our first significant events on grass this season, and I would be remiss if I didn't bring it up first thing that it has been 3 months and a couple weeks since Katie Bolter and her boyfriend Alex de Minaur won a title in the same week, and sure enough, here we are again. Alex de Minaur has taken the Boss title over Sebastian Corda, and right after that, Katie Bolter wins a title for herself on grass as well in Great Britain. So, wow, what a week, what a month, or sorry, what a 3 months, and what a year for those two so far. Let's check in with them again. I'm making a note right now to check in with them again another 3.5 months down the road, because we might be looking at.
Did they do it right before the Australian Open?
It was Acapulco for de Minaur, and then he flew out to San Diego for Katie Bolter. So it was in March.
So it was right before Indian Wells.
Yeah. Yep. And then, yeah, because I remember making the Indian Wells video thinking Katie Bolter had a very clear shot to the semifinals, and she lost in like the first round. So
yeah, I'm thinking how this sets up for Wimbledon, right? How could you use this as a precedent for the Wimbledon gambling? Well, Indian Wells would be the comparison, but
I don't hate that, but I would caution you against betting on Bolter this week in her 500 event. Actually, no, she's on the 250 this week. But yeah, so we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the episode. Away from those two, though, as Chris has described it, the greatest looking match of the year so far between Jack Draper and Matteo Berrettini took place this morning as well, this morning for me at least. And Jack Draper picks up a title, signaling hopefully a really solid start to his grass season over Chris's guy Berrettini. Chris, I don't knock you for calling them that two great looking dudes. I think the focus was more on the tennis, but hey, we'll take what we can get sometimes. And it's just, honestly, though, it is good to see Berrettini back in form now that he's playing on grass again. And what a great way to start off his season, and just kind of come back to his level of tennis and against competition that's more in line with his level. So, fellas, any comments about what we saw this past week? Any really significant bets you want to talk about, or are you more looking forward to what we've got this week?
I saw something on Berrettini that he's only played in 6 tournaments this year because of all the health issues.
Yeah.
And he's made the semifinal in 3 of them or better. So, like when he plays, he's good. When he plays, he's good. Chris, you might win that bet. You might win the year-round bet, because Berrettini definitely looks better than fucking Dino Prismic. And who do you pick, Ben?
No, I got Brandon Nakashima.
You got Nakashima.
Yeah, Nakashima. Honestly,
Nakashima's looking real good.
Yeah, Nakashima is looking good. So Berrettini is going to need a big grass season, but yeah, I mean he looked great this week. He beat Musetti in the semifinal 6-4, 6-0. Musetti, I mean, he beat Bublik when Bublik decided to quit at the beginning of the third set. He just said fuck it and walked off. But I guess that's going to happen at 250. So I'm not expecting that to happen this week at 500 where Bublik is defending. But that's part of the risk you take when you bet on Kazakhstanis. Very fickle people.
Yeah, it's tough because a money line bet loses, and I think a spread bet is void. So,
right,
man, Bublik backers, and I'm one of them on occasion. It's a tough call. You got to find that value. Like, you got to really take that extra consideration to find value when you're betting on Bublik. Even though, hey, you love him as a guy.
Yeah, that's what you got to think about. Like, does he care about this today? You
Yeah,
know?
exactly. You got to get in a crazy man's head, and that can be daunting. We need to call Chris for that one.
So what do you think the differentiator is for him, Vic, for when he cares and when he doesn't? Is there anything we should look out for?
Well, he's defending a 500. He won the title in the tournament he's playing in this week in Queens, not in Queens Club, sorry, at the
What
Howard.
does that matter to a man like Alexander Bublik?
I think defending points matters. Yeah, but for like a 250
Okay.
or something like that, where he's not defending points, I don't think he gives a fuck. He's just there for the paycheck.
Does he know he gets paid more if he wins?
I would hope so. He was my only bet. So I'm followers of social medias probably noticed that I don't like to put a lot of bets down the first week of the season as they do the court changes, surface changes. And Bublik plus 700 outright winner was my only bet this week. And sure enough, it's the week that he says, I'm not feeling it, guys. I'm going to the beach or whatever the fuck he's doing after he
Yeah,
just
he literally
quit.
got broken. He was like trying hard the first game in the third set, and then he got broken in when after it was like a couple deuces, and he's just like, "Fuck it, I'm done." He went down the early break, and he's just like, "I'm not gonna try to get the break back. I'm out of here. Let's go home."
So how do you back a guy like that, but then get so upset about a woman not wanting to shake hands? This guy doesn't even want to finish the game.
I don't know. I hate Ostapenko, and I love Bublik. I can't explain
All
it.
right, so
I can't explain matters of the heart.
principles matter when it is situationally convenient.
Yeah, I don't know if it's much of a principle as it is just favoritism. I get,
Okay.
hey, who doesn't? Show me the guy that likes Ostapenko more than they like Bublik, and I'll show you an insane person. So
Yeah, seriously.
it's there's a lot of bias in there, and rightfully
Fair
so,
enough.
if you ask me.
Fair enough. He's got the Riz. He's got the Riz.
He's got the Riz. All right, guys, do you have any bets you want to celebrate from this past week or no?
No, nothing
Yes.
spectacular.
On a random Tuesday night, 3 people I know and trust for their baseball betting knowledge told me to bet the Cubs money line. So I went completely crazy. I put 40 units on the Cubs, and the Cubs won, and it was epic.
Responsible gambling. Responsible gambling.
And because
Yeah.
of that, I felt responsible by taking the week off with Ben and just chilling.
Yeah. This
But
reminds
I
me of
did
the
watch.
this reminds me of the meme. Chris Paul hits clutch 3-pointer to narrow lead to 27 points. or to bring the deficit to 27 points.
So
all right.
clutch.
All right, fellas. What do we want to start with? Let's move ahead. We've got all right. So situationally, we are a week into grass season and 2 weeks away from Wimbledon. So this is the week where a lot of the big names are coming back. We saw Zverev show up in Stuttgart and then withdraw almost immediately. Some guys collected the appearance fee and then they left after a pretty grueling Roland Garros. But
Is that a real thing?
appearance
There's an
fees?
appearance
Oh
fee.
yeah,
There's an appearance fee for those big guys.
yeah, for sure. Otherwise, they have like really no incentive if they're not defending a lot of points. Yeah, but it's also like it's for Zverev. He's in Germany in Stuttgart. He is and collecting an appearance fee. He's coming off a huge appearance at Roland Garros where he represented his company. He wanted to show up for his people. I get that. Yeah. Hey, I'm not jumping into the fucking Reddit crowd that just blindly hates him and they hate due process and they hate everything. I'm not contributing to that fucking nonsense.
Innocent. Deshaun Watson and Sasha are both innocent.
Don't sully Deshaun Watson's good name by putting him in the same sentence as Big Z. Don't you dare sully Deshaun Watson. He's been never convicted, Deshaun Watson. Big Z,
Wait.
I have it on camera, him lying about the coin flip in front of a crippled kid.
Oh, so you're the judge and the jury, huh?
Hey, I think a more appropriate term is like not guilty, because I think the way that German courts, when you settle like that, you don't get a verdict at all. You don't get proclaimed innocent or guilty. So you're just, hey, you're not guilty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
innocent.
that's all that matters at
That's
the end of the
innocent,
day.
right? Yeah.
Whatever. Regardless,
I think
For
he's
a guy
innocent,
a
but
that
I
lot of the
think
claims
he's
not to be
discourse,
a
cliche.
bootlegger,
a lot of the discourse around the whole situation was very toxic. People wishing like physical harm upon Zverev. I think that's just unproductive. It's nonsense. People just blindly hating the guy for what they think happened, even though they're just random strangers on the internet.
They're
Um,
losers.
do
yeah,
you think
you're
it
not
affects his
contributing.
performance at all?
Hey, he
No.
fucking made it to the final of Roland
Made it to the
Garros.
final.
Are you kidding?
But do you think if the crowd was behind him, he would have won?
No.
I don't think the crowd was
Crowd in
that
France
against
is
him.
never going to get behind a German. It'll never happen.
Okay.
We
They don't
talked
cheer
about
for
this.
Germans in Paris.
That was
Okay.
that fucking game 3 separate times was millimeters away. That match, I should say, millimeters away from going a very different direction against Alcaraz. So don't get me wrong, Alcaraz earned it, but man, what an awesome performance from Zverev. If anything, that was fuel for him because he kept up with Alcaraz on his people like to think is his best surface, at least, even though he's an incredible grass player as well. We'll talk about that soon too.
Ooh.
Yeah. Any final thoughts, I guess, before we actually do move on this time?
No final thoughts, Your Honor.
Cool.
Let's get to it.
What do you guys want to start with? You want to start with London or you want to start with Germany?
Let's go to Germany first. Germany's got the they've got equal names, but
Yeah,
Germany's got Bublik, right? We got to
that's
go
true.
with star
All right.
talent.
So in
We gotta
Halle,
go where the
Germany,
star power is.
we've got the ATP 500 Tara Wortman Open. It's one of 8 grass course events on the calendar this year, and we got a star-studded field here, including defending champ Alexander Bublik. Yeah, I'm excited for Vic to take us through this draw and just to see how he shuns every name besides Bublik. So, Vic, who do we got?
You got Sinner plus 140 is the favorite. Big Z plus 450. Medvedev plus 500. Hurkacz plus 1,000. Rublev plus 1,000. Berrettini 1,200. Tsitsipas 1,400. JLS 1,600. And then Bublik bringing up the rear of that top tier plus 2,000.
The rear of the top tier. Ooh, I don't know if
Rear
that's
of
Plus
the top
2,000
tier.
for Bublik is not. That's not the. He's the defending champ. He's fucking awesome on grass. I mean, a tournament like this, it doesn't matter about the draw. You're gonna get somebody good quick. Like he'd have to beat Medvedev and Sinner in the quarterfinals or in the quarterfinal and semifinal, and then probably fucking Zverev. So if you're gonna win, you're gonna beat the best guys. But I think Bublik on grass, where he's the defending champ. Give me Bublik plus 2,000. That is way too long a line. Like, do I think he's really going to win? No. I mean, I don't know. But plus 2,000, man, like that is way too long. He should be plus like 700, So I'm going with the value.
I've heard this whole story before. It feels like every episode I hear the same story.
I would agree with you, Chris. If Vic didn't have a pretty decent track record betting on Bublik as an underdog, I would totally agree with you.
Well,
Bublik gets you paid, son. Bublik gets you paid. You want to get some cheese fries? Bet on Bublik.
I just want to go to Texas Roadhouse. I don't know about you guys.
Fuck
yes,
yeah. And
upgrade from Outback. You need that extra cheddar. Chris, what was it? You were making a point though. What are you thinking about that draw after Vic laid it out for us?
I don't see a lot of value on Berrettini at plus 1,200. So I'm not going to back my boy there. Even I think he could get to a semi or a quarter for sure, but I don't see him making the run to the finals yet. He has not shown me that. I don't know. I think it's really fun. First time seeing a lot of these guys on grass this year, and it's going to be very interesting. I'm laying off the future still. I've yet to pick a tournament winner.
Fair enough. Honestly, I've had more success picking a tournament winner at decent value mid-tournament. So yeah, it's tough to do at quicker paced events like these 500s are, but Vic, I actually disagree with your assessment that like you're not even considering betting on him on Bublik to win outright. I think he's got probably the easiest quarter.
I said I'm going to bet on him. I said I
Oh, you
don't think.
did.
Yeah,
My
plus
apologies.
2,000. He has to be realistic. I'm not going to say that he's for sure going to win, but that's the best bet. Like
Gotcha.
So 10 units.
No, not 10 units. Give it 1 unit. Give it 1 unit, and then you can buy yourself
Ooh,
a
a full
fucking.
unit. I like it. All right. Respect for at least laying a full unit on your boy.
The second quarter is Medvedev at -120, Bublik at +300, and Eubanks at +550. Eubanks is a grass guy. He had an awesome run in Wimbledon last year. Don't count him out despite his very underwhelming performance this year so far. But yeah, I think Bublik absolutely has a great path to the quarters here. Sorry, the semifinals.
So
Despite
would he
him,
play Medvedev in the quarterfinal?
Yes, you play
yeah,
Medvedev in the
yeah,
quarterfinal.
I don't have the bracket up.
yeah,
He'd play
no,
Medvedev.
that's correct though. He would.
That is
Despite the
spicy.
fact that Bublik is playing my guy Max Purcell in the first round, who dominated the qualifiers this week. Really upset that I was mentioning this to the guys before we started recording that I normally love betting Purcell early rounds, and he's got to go up against Bublik in a tournament where he's defending champ. So not excited about his prospects here. So don't expect to see a underdog bet on Purcell this week, fellas. Yeah, sorry to break it to you, but guys, quarter. Actually, sorry. We can. Do you have any quarter winners in mind? I know I just kind of jumped ahead to that a little bit.
Honestly, no. For something like this, I'm just gonna fire on the big future, and that's it. I mean, a lot of good matches this week. It's gonna be high level shit all week, so it's gonna be fun to watch. But I didn't see any quarters that jumped out at me.
Ben, are there any quarters that where it makes it look like somebody has a decent path?
Yeah, I think the other quarter where we could
The
see
third quarter,
someone
right?
the
You take
fourth.
Oh, you fourth
Wait,
quarter?
just
Okay.
sorry, Vic, I didn't hear what you said. Did you?
No, go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say the other quarter where I can see someone kind of emerging that's not the favorite, which is Zverev at -105, is the fourth quarter. Arthur Fees +700, Kep first +1400. This is sorry, Bovada's way out of order. Zverev's -105, FAA is +450, Lorenzo Sonego's +650, then Arthur Fils +700. I don't know why this is out of order. Sorry, this is a little confusing there, but I don't. I'm not putting all my chips in the Zverev bag right off the bat here. I like definitely someone to take advantage of the fact that these big names are probably still looking to warm up to the surface, but not necessarily looking to take home a title right away, 2 weeks out from Wimbledon. I like a guy like Sonego who he just had a showing last week at a 250 on grass. I can see him making a good run here. There's an American in the mix here, Kecmanovic at +1,000. Tomas Mahac is also +1,000. One of you guys is a Mahac fan, I'm pretty sure. I'm looking at the fourth
I like
quarter
Mahomes.
here to not have the favorite win it.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, Big Z's he's been hot all year, right? And he's coming off a final. So for
He's
me,
coming
I
off a
don't.
withdrawal. Let's talk.
Okay. But he's really coming off the French Open final. You know what I mean? Like FA is not good. I fucking hate FA and the karate. I mean, I like the Karate Kid, but not as much as not to beat Big Z. So for
Damn.
me, I
Okay.
would stay away from that one. I thought you were gonna say a third quarter because third quarter has Herc, Rublev, and Berrettini, right? So three
By the
guys.
way,
So
the Karate Kid is Sonego, just for anyone that's not that didn't watch our episode like three episodes ago.
I'm sorry if you're not keeping up with the lingo. That's on you, viewers. You got the back catalog. You can go
No,
catch up.
yeah. Vic, you don't have to apologize. I'm just I feel the
No,
duty
it's
to
good.
our
It's
new
good letting
fans.
people know. Sonego looks just like Ralph Mariachi. All right, 100. Like he looks like a young Ralph Mariachi.
So yeah, Chris, that's to answer your question in very long form. I'm looking at Sonego fourth quarter. I might put like half a future a unit on him.
What do you feel about the third quarter where there's nobody that's minus odds?
It's tough. So obviously grass being so fast and ball not bouncing as high as it does on clay, it's really tough to go against a guy like Hurkacz, who is like obviously one of the best servers in the game. And his serve hasn't like left him as of late. It's going to be great to see him have to go through guys like Rublev and Berrettini. Even Duckworth is playing well as of late as well, but yeah, I can't go against her catch here. It's just the serve is too potent, and I do want to talk about that when we get to Demonor again. But yeah,
Okay.
her
Are you
catch
putting money on QB at plus 140?
No, because I'm too afraid of Berrettini. He's too much of a wild card. I'm too afraid of
Are
Rublev.
you putting money on Mateo at plus 250?
No, I'm also too afraid of Rublev. I don't like it. You know what? Like if I really wanted to get crazy in the third quarter, I would put like $5 on Joao Fonseca because we talked
I
about
would
him.
put $5 on Flavio.
Really? Caboli
Best
plus
name in tennis,
8,000.
baby. Best name in
No.
tennis, baby.
No, I'm not sure he's the grass court guy you're looking for.
Flavio. Oh,
Um,
Flavio.
No, I'm thinking Fonseca. He's we haven't talked about him on here since I think the Golden Swing, but he's not having a terrible season, year really. He's got a decent following going on. He's playing good tennis. I'm interested to see how grass season
Like
goes
you
for
said,
him.
though, that was the clay season, right? We're on to grass now, so completely different animal, completely different animal.
Well, he's been active though. Even though we haven't talked
Yeah.
about him, he's been active, and he's already played on grass as well. So he's not. This isn't his first rodeo this year on grass.
Yeah. Yeah, I like his pink hat, so always worth a watch.
I don't really have. I don't really have an outright winner. Vic, you went so talking about the top tier of guys all the way down through from center down to Bublik. I don't have someone that I see a lot of value on. I think it's kind of it's a little bizarre to me that guys like Tsitsipas and Struff are shorter odds than Bublik. I think that's more of a public perception thing is factored in there, but I'm not putting any money on anyone that's ahead of Bublik in these odds. So nothing I love as an outright winner in Germany this week.
Okay. Well, let's move on to the other one we've got. We've got the Queens Club Championships, and
Yeah,
I
so
think you've got some
London.
stats on this one.
Yeah, so technically it's called the Cinch Championships according to ATPTour.com. I was mentioning this
Gotta
to
get in the
the
corporate sponsors.
yeah,
Gotta corporate
exactly.
sponsors.
We're in London though, and I was mentioning this to the guys before we started recording that 8 different players have completed the Queens Club Wimbledon title double in the same year, and some of those names include John McEnroe, Andy Murray, and most recently Carlos Alcaraz, who just last year beat Novak Djokovic in 5 sets after getting dominated in the first 2 to claim his first Wimbledon title. Well, probably first of many, I would guess. In 2016, Andy Murray was the first player to win 5 titles at the historic Queens Club. So he separated himself from an elite group of players who have won Queens Club 4 different times. So Murray is a
When did he
legend
do that?
here. Say that again, Chris.
What year did he do? What year did he do that?
That was 2016.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's been 8 years since he won it, huh?
Yeah, 4 other guys that have won Queens Club 4 times are John McEnroe, Leighton Hewitt, and Andy Roddick, who, hey, we should tag him in this episode, see if we can get him to comment on that if he's
Andy
really
Roddick-
If the
That was
bad
his
boy of
podcast.
tennis comes on this podcast, I'll literally die.
well.
His podcast is pretty good. I like his podcast.
Maybe I'll change your name right now then to TGR Andy or TGR Roddick. just to
Come and get
preempt
me.
your death and his joining this podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Vic, now that we've kind of we're looking forward to this one, I think. But let's talk about the draw.
Yeah. So for the draw, Queens Club. Who do we got? Alcaraz, like you said, defending champ. He's plus 110. Alex de Minaur coming off his 250 win today, plus 700. Holger Rune plus 1100. Dimitrov plus 1100. Fritz 11. Draper 12. Ben Shelton 2000. Tommy Paul 2000. And then Korda 2200. So this is the one with all the American talent. You know, Fritz, Paul, and Shelton are all here. This is the one with Alcaraz, like where you said he's defending Ben. So this one to me has a little bit more star power than the one in Germany, you know, not counting Bublik, not counting the Bublik effect. This is the better field. So yeah, very excited for this one. Tiafoe's here as well. He's not seated, but you know, so all the big American men are here at the Queens Club.
The big American men. All right. I think they'd be
Yeah.
really excited to hear you describe them that way. But I
I'm
agree.
excited about the big American men. It's Pride Month, right?
Let's go.
So,
Speaking of big
yeah.
American men, Chris, what stands out to you based on what Vic just described the draw looking like?
Milos minus 175 against Cam Norrie. We know I love Milos. We know I hate Cam Norrie, so my money's obviously going on Milos there. I think I'm going to parlay him up with someone else who's getting a lot of disrespect here. Holger Rune getting minus 220 against Jordan Thompson, as if Jordan Thompson stands a chance here. I'll take minus 220, parlayed with Milos at minus 175, and we're going to make plus money there. Easy.
Okay. All right. I like the day one bets.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah,
Also,
for real.
putting a unit on Brandon Nakashima just because I hope I lose that bet. But if Ben's going to climb the rankings a little further, then at least I'll make some money.
Okay. Can we go real quick? Can we go back to, listen, I'm not a Cam Norrie enjoyer by any means, but decent showing in Wimbledon last year. He's in London on grass. Why are we backing the Canadian here, like blindly?
You know, I love
Milos is on fire. He was good last week, I thought.
Milos has a rocket for a serve.
That's okay. Norrie has decent defense, but Milos had a great 2 days and then got absolutely stomped
by the eventual champion,
de Minaur. That's
yeah.
Okay.
Cool. He got run over by a fucking freight train.
Okay, de Minaur is not. How's de Minaur a freight train? He has a very concerning service game. This is what I wanted to talk about. Is that he's got the second best return game in all of ATP. Plays great defense, has great movement, and he can beat a guy like Milos. And Norrie's got decent defense. He's got, I'd say, above average defense.
So are you saying
it's a boring no
Cam Norrie is?
I agree. I totally agree. Totally agree, Vic. But I'm saying, why are we just?
What did Vic say?
Why are we sucking off Milos so hard? Where'd this come from? Is this a Roundich podcast out of the past 2 weeks? I don't get it.
I'm actually glad that you asked. So when I was betting with my friends on Prize Pick, I rode Milos 3 rounds in a row to hit the over in games, and he had a nasty break and come back from down 4-1 or something for me to hit the over on games. And I just been riding him every time he's in a tournament. He's almost never around because he's always injured, and you got to watch out because the son of a bitch will withdraw for the smallest injury. But when he's there, he's my horse. He makes me money, and if you make me money, I like you. If your name is Cam Norrie and you're softer than warm ice cream, then I don't like you, and I'm going to bet against you.
Okay.
Sound
Wow.
logic.
Yeah, I mean, recency bias on full display in this episode, obviously. Speaking of de Minaur's defense, I said he's the number 2 return leader according to ATP Tour. Number 1 is Mariano Navone, who's playing number 4, Jack Draper. Number 3, Sebastian Baez, who's playing.
Did you see the odds on that?
Tommy Paul.
They have
Which
Draper
one?
at minus 1,800 against that Navone.
Whoa, that is crazy. Jack Draper just went through a fucking grueling tournament this past week in the
Dude, Navone is a
250.
play rat. You guys are not. You guys are. You got to price in the court. You got to price in the court. I feel like all these dudes that we were talking up in the clay season are just going to be trash now. Like, who the fuck is Gigi Bowers? I don't know who this guy is.
You don't know
Dutch mother-
Gigi?
Yeah, I don't know Gigi, but he's like a grass court specialist that just appeared. So, you've got to be on the lookout for these grass court specialists. These clay guys are not good. Navone sucks on
Baez
grass.
is trash on grass.
What's that?
I don't know about Baez is trash on grass.
Yeah, Baez.
I
What
think
did fucking Hubs call him? Clay court merchant, right? Clay court merchant.
Yeah. I think there's
Dirt merchant.
way more value on these rested guys than there are on a guy like Draper right now. You think Draper won this morning and he is not out fucking tearing up the town right now? You're out of your goddamn fucking mind.
He is the new. He just became the new British #1 today, and he's like on the verge of getting seeded for Wimbledon, right? So because he's not in the top 32. So he's trying to get seeded for Wimbledon. So I actually do think he's trying to get a lot of fucking points right now. So that way he could get that seed for Wimbledon. So you got to factor that in.
I factor in the party lifestyle. Fucking Johnny Manziel was #1 overall, wasn't he? And he didn't stop at any time.
Well, if you're going to use the Johnny Manziel, playbook for everybody, we're all fucked.
Hey, it's not about looking towards the future. It's about taking what you got in your hand right now and going fucking crazy with it. And I think we all know Jack Draper is ready to fucking celebrate when he wins. He's young enough. He can afford that.
Dude, you're talking like he's Mutet. You're talking like he's a tough guy. All right.
No, you're thinking of Mutet's just a hothead weirdo. He's not the bad boy of France. Draper's more along the lines of like
Dan Evans, bad boy of British.
yeah,
Dan
exactly. He's more in line with Evans. That's what I'm saying. He's more in line with a Daniel
He's
Evans
fighting
type
for
of guy.
that seed in Wimbledon, bro. He's trying to get that Wimbledon seed. He needs to do good here.
I'm scared. I'm scared of that. Don't get me wrong. These two guys are both top 4 return leaders. So I think it's gonna be a great match. However, I think Draper is gonna be a little fucking tired. He had some deep long running games this past week, including a 3-setter this morning against Chris's boy, the gorgeous Matteo Berrettini.
Do you think that it's too audacious to say he'll be hungover?
I just said that like 2 minutes ago.
Both from winning and from drugs and alcohol?
No, I just like, sorry, I didn't say that explicitly.
So are you going to bet
it.
Navone? Are you going to bet Navone plus 1,200?
I'm considering it. Absolutely. Why wouldn't I? That's crazy value.
Okay. So what do you think the line should be? Navone versus Draper on grass.
One sec.
The line should be.
Let me pull up.
I think it should be Draper.
I'm pulling up their match history real quick.
What'd you say, Chris?
Are they? Wait, are they?
I'm just making it up. I wouldn't bet on it.
Are they not playing tomorrow?
They play Tuesday.
Ooh, they don't play till Tuesday. A little bit of a difference there. Okay, so Draper can comfortably get fucking rowdy tonight, or probably is literally as we're recording this. They haven't played each other before. Draper's coming off this win against Berrettini, and Navone hasn't played since Roland Garros. I think this is probably, I think on grass, Draper wins 1 out of 5.
So what number would you put that at?
I'm doing the math real quick.
Because you know what Navone's record was on grass last year? 0-1. The year before that, 0-0. The man hasn't won a grass match ever.
So he's 0-0, you said, in the 2 years ago?
He doesn't even play them.
Yeah, it sounds like you don't really know how good he is on grass, Vic. You've got one game.
That's all. That's all he's played. Draper's already 5-0 this year on grass.
That's a little bit concerning. The fact that he doesn't even play on it, I think, is more concerning.
I gotta look.
That's how
Can't-
you
can't
know
believe
he
that.
knows he bad.
I'm thinking, there we go. I don't know why I couldn't do this math in my head. Navone, like a plus 400, plus 500. That's what I would expect.
So you think it's 600 points off, right? You should bet the house on that then, right? So
No, that's not responsible. You making fun of Chris for responsible gambling. No, you
No,
don't
but
bet the
that's-
house.
but that's what you do, right? If you have the big delta between what you think the line should be and what Vegas has the line is, that's where you fucking hammer it, right? Now,
Yes, hammer it like with your max unit bet.
5 units or 10 units?
Ex-
are you gonna bet your max unit bet on Navone?
My max unit is 5 units for the record. I've never tweeted out a max unit bet.
Oh no shit, I do 5.
Is it time? Is it
I
time?
don't know. Let's see. Let me see what the
This is the craziest 5-unit max bet
Okay,
ever.
I'm seeing Navone plus 900, and I don't see a game spread. Do you guys have a game spread?
I have it plus
I have
12.
plus 1,200 on DK.
What?
Yeah, plus
Wow.
1,200 on DK.
I see a set spread. Navone plus 1.5 sets at plus 265. Yeah, why is there no?
let me
As we
see.
get closer, I definitely expect there to be a game
There's
spread.
no game spread on.
Yeah, no game
There's no
spread.
game spread
Just
right now.
money
on
line.
DK.
Well, I'm definitely putting something on him. I think that's crazy value.
All right,
think
all right.
this-
We kind of jumped the gun. What do you have a future winner? Do you have a future winner for the Queens Club?
Sorry, let me pull the future odds back up. Did you share one?
No, I was thinking about it. Honestly, I don't have anything. I'm just gonna go Fritz plus 1100.
Okay. I like that. I like the way he's been
He's
playing
on
good
the
tennis
opposite
too.
side of he's on the opposite side of the table as Carlos Alcaraz. So if he meets Alcaraz, it'll be in the final. I think I told you, I think the Americans are gonna do good on grass this year. I think, Ben Shelton, he got upset by Duckworth last week, but I think Ben Shelton and Fritz are both gonna do really well this grass season. That's my prediction. So I'm gonna go with Fritz plus 1100.
Okay. I'm not afraid of betting on a guy that's on the same side of the bracket as Alcaraz because I'm not a pussy. But I think a guy who's going to have a good grass season is Grigor Dimitrov. And at plus 1100, same as Taylor Fritz, I like him a little bit better than I do Fritz, who's a little bit more unpredictable with his mental deeper in deeper games. So I'm going with Dimitrov at plus 1100, outright winner in Queens.
All right, I like that. We both are plus 1100. That's those are fun bets.
To be fair, he is on the opposite side of the top half of the bracket as Alcaraz, so they'd meet.
In the semis.
Yeah, in the semis to go.
Okay.
Yeah, and he plays Arnaldi in the first round. So, no, sorry, what am I looking at? He plays Manarino in the first round. I was looking at the absolute wrong thing. He's not on the opposite side of the top half of the bracket. He's the 3 seed, so he plays Manarino. He would still meet Alcaraz though in the semis. Humbert is the 8 seed.
Ugo.
Yeah, Ugo, who plays
Ugo.
Arnaldi in the first round.
Can we
So-
start calling him
Ugo
Humbert?
last week. Ugo looked good last week on the grass. He played well last week.
Chris, I can't
Didn't he
remember.
make
Did
the
you
final?
share? No.
Sure, what?
Did you share an outright winner, or are you not picking
No, I
one?
did not. I'm not picking one.
Fair enough. No. To answer your question though, Ugo did not make a final this past week.
He made the semis then.
Yeah, I thought he made the semis
Yeah,
too.
he did. He played Demonor in the semis.
That's what I
Okay.
meant.
That was a good game. That was a good game. Tie break in the first set.
Yeah. So any quarter winners for London, fellas? Anything stand out to you here? For first quarter, it's Alcaraz, Draper, Tommy Paul. Second quarter is all over the place. Dimitrov, Tiafo, Porta.
So why do you think Grigor is going to have a big grass season?
He's great on grass. He had an incredible performance at Wimbledon last year. Plays great defense. He's got a decent serve. I think he's got a more consistent serve game than some of the other guys we've talked about before that have concerns with their serve, like De Minaur. And he's got a way easy quarter here.
Who would you take head to head, Dimitrov or Korda? Who would you take head to head, Dimitrov or Korda?
Dimitrov. Korda has not proven himself against big names.
I'll take 2 units on Grigor Dimitrov plus 190 to win the second quarter.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay.
I would also put 2 units on Taylor Fritz plus 220 to win the third quarter. The only people he's up against there are Holger and Milos. Then you're at Cam Norrie plus 800. I don't think Cam Norrie makes it past Milos. So Taylor Fritz kind of has basically Holger to beat. What do you guys think of Ben Shelton lately? What's going on with him?
I was gonna say I like Ben Shelton to win the fourth quarter plus 450. He's
To bounce back?
What's that?
You think he's going to bounce back?
Yeah, I think he's gonna bounce back. His game is set up for grass, man. Like, the fucking monster serve, the speed.
He is athletic too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's athletic as fuck, man. Like this, he should be great on grass. Like I really expect a lot out of him on grass this year.
Yeah.
So
very unexpected that he loses to fucking Duckworth, the qualifier.
I bet him to win in straight sets at plus 105. I'm like, oh, it's no value to bet minus 300 on Shelton, and then he lost.
There was a ATP recently put out a YouTube video asking about like 8 different guys about the grass season, just like what their predictions are they going to win a tournament? And at least 3 of the guys picked Ben Shelton to have a really good grass season. And man, had they known that he was going to start it off by losing to Duckworth, maybe they would rescind that bet, or that prediction rather. I'm with you guys though. I think Ben can turn it around. I'm not ready to put money on him until I see him actually do that, because I think he's got more of a mental blocker in front of him right now than it is a physical one. So yeah, he needs to bring that big serve. He needs to bring that, like, honestly, he should be a serve and volley guy on grass all day, and I think he'd be really hard to beat. But he's not doing that right now. He's finding himself in a lot of longer rallies, and it's not serving him well at all. And the serve's just not there.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think Ben, you said that we have a WTA you want to talk about too, right?
Yeah, so that kind of wraps up. Unless there's any final thoughts for the men, there are 2 WTA events this week. One is at 500 and one's at 250. The 250 actually has some interesting matchups in it, including a matchup between my girl and Alex de Minaur's girl, but we don't have to talk about that. Katie Bolter and Kalinina, the Ukrainian. So the 250 includes, oh geez, is this the 250? Yeah, so is Ostapenko's the 1 seed, but in the first round she's playing Cocheretto. Again, we've got Bolter and Kalinina. We've got Putin-Seva playing Clara Burrell. Wozniacki's competing here. There's a lot of fun. Let's see. Let me go to the bottom of the bracket. Krejcikova gets a bye. Dart gets a bye. What's that? Maybe the qualies haven't finished for this one yet, but a lot of interesting matchups in the first round here. I'm definitely interested in seeing if there's some value in some of these matchups. But the bigger tournament is the 500, the Eco-Trans Ladies Open in Berlin. Chris really advocating that we talk about this one because it's the Eco-Trans Ladies Open, and Coco Gauff is the 1 seed who gets a bye. She'll face the winner of Hadaj Maya.
San Francisco and the Eco-Trans Women's Open.
Well, it's in Berlin, Germany. But yeah, your background, absolutely Germans love San Francisco, from what I understand. So
It goes together like lamb and tuna fish.
that's right. That's right. We're seeing Noskova in action here. Jabeur is playing Xinyu or Zhu. I don't. It doesn't. It just says X1. There's both. Pegula gets a bye. We're seeing Navarro playing Siniakova. Naomi Osaka's playing Qinwen Zhang in the first round. Like Maria Sakkari, hopefully redeeming herself after her first round exit at Roland Garros, is playing Vika Azarenka in the first round. They're just like awesome tennis. Kostyuk is playing Kazatkina. Again, I've backed the Ukrainian women a lot this year, but I'm not ready to necessarily jump behind them for grass season just yet. Rybakina's got a bye into the second round, Vic. She'll face the winner of Kudermetova and Samsonova. So no slouches.
Rybakina is the best of the on grass of the big three.
You mentioned that. You mentioned that last week. So we'll
this
see.
Is her surface. This is
she's
her
not going to have an easy walk through to the semis or the quarters here. So there's some interesting stuff here. Fellas, do you have a pick for either of these tournaments? If you've looked through them, if you had to, even not having to put money on it, Chris, because of your terrible track record, but just like, who do you think is going to win?
Rybakina.
Okay. At plus 350 in Berlin.
Who's the favorite to win?
Sabalenka at plus 200. And then Goff is plus 450.
Let's shoot the 1 seed, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Goff's a 1 seed. Yeah. Sabalenka's a 2 seed. So you're sticking to it? It sounds like you're maybe evaluating your choice, or are you sticking with that?
I wish Coco was the 2 seed, honestly. Makes a big difference here.
Okay.
Because she can't win. No, she can still win I'm probably gonna take her on the quarter. Win the quarter. Not the tournament.
Okay.
It's tough to be on the same side of the bracket as her and then meet somebody else in the final.
I get that. Vic, what do you got? You got a winner here?
Yeah, I'll go with Rybakina plus 300 or plus 350, whatever.
Plus 350, yeah.
350. I think Rybakina.
So we're both back in the same pony.
That's right. She's strong enough to carry both of our fat asses to victory.
I'm going with Coco Gauff here. I think she's got a much easier road to the finals. She's her biggest adversary in the first quarter is Ons Jabeur. Second quarter, it's Naomi Osaka. Yeah, but again, a little bit more unpredictable here on the women's side, which is probably why we see some closer odds. But I think Coco can pretty steadily move through the top half of the bracket here. On the 250, I don't have futures odds here, but just looking at the draw, I mentioned this before. Do not bet on Katie Bolter, even though I'm going to watch her play Kalinina. Don't bet on her. This is not her week. She's celebrating. Don't fuck around. Don't lose your money on this. But I'm looking at. I'm looking at Cocheretto to maybe upset Ostapenko in the first round. I would love that. But if I had to pick someone to make a deep run and potentially win the tournament here, I'm looking at someone like Putintseva, the Kazakhstani.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Putintseva, the forgotten Kazakhstani. Yeah, we don't really talk about her too much because she's the second best Kazakhstani woman. But she can.
I want to apologize to Vic and the viewers. I was not looking at the odds, and I didn't hear that Ons Jabeur was plus 900. Ons Jabeur getting a unit. Rybakina also getting a unit.
Okay, I've got Jabeur plus 1,000 on Bovada. So yeah.
Go ahead and sprinkle me a unit on there, Ben. I'll be a nice win. I got a feeling that Ons Jabeur is coming in the air tonight.
I don't
I
know
can
if she's
feel
going to
it
be the outright winner tonight, but yeah, I get it.
coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, I've been waiting for this moment.
All my life.
Yeah,
Oh
you couldn't
Lord.
resist, could you? You couldn't resist.
Um, well, all right. I mean, I don't think we
I think once
need
we
to.
break into Phil Collins, that's it.
Yeah,
It's kind
yeah,
of,
really.
if you're
I
still
I'm
don't
with
think
here,
we
I'm
us,
need.
queer.
I don't think we need
I take it
to.
in the rear.
Huh?
Huh?
I was gonna say I don't think we need to really talk about these women's events too much, especially after the Phil Collins reference. We kind of are bringing it on to the finale here. We're waiting for the drum solo. Oh shit, very abrupt. All right. Well, and on that note, any final thoughts? Anyone want to spit their last verse before we kind of wrap this up, bring it home?
fuck you.
Yeah. Also, people want to hear what we have to say about other sports too. Okay.
Well, maybe you'd be right if our viewer count actually reflected that. But thank you for bringing it up, Chris. I really appreciate the viewers that do tune in to listen to what we have to say. And make sure you're following us
If
on the
you
social
made it
medias.
this far, you're making mad money on our episodes. So
If you
Yeah,
make it
for
this
real.
far, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe down below on this YouTube video. Also, make sure you're following us on social media on Twitter at Faulty Picks. Following Vic at Pete's Mustache. Sorry, Pete's __ mustache, and Chris at Birdman Breaks. Make sure you're checking out the link to Vic's book, Apaches of New York, being sold now on Amazon. And also make sure you're following us on Spotify if you're one of the non-video type viewers of the podcast, listeners of the podcast, I should say. So links in the description for that as well. In the meantime, thank you for joining us for episode 21 of the Gambling Racket. We will catch you guys next week as we look forward to the final events before Wimbledon kicks off. So we'll be talking qualifiers. We'll be talking about wins, losses, and anything that you guys bring up in the comments. So again, thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.
All right.
I'm